Hello, hello, everybody. Hopefully, we are already live. I think so. This time around, I'm gonna remember and set my stuff to actually see your comments. And now we're ready. Hello, Franco.
Hello, hello. Does this work? Am I good with audio?
I think
Let's
you
see.
are. Try it again.
I'm okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I
yeah.
was I was waiting on the feedback from the live. Now I can just watch your Discord because the delay.
All right.
YouTube and my internet is like these 5 or 7 seconds.
Yeah, I think it's. I actually said it that way. There are like two ways. Like you can have one that is pretty instant, but you're gonna miss a little bit of quality, and there's another one that will give you like spare 6 seconds, something like that, and that will make it a little bit better. All right, so it's been a very fast week. A lots of developments and a lot of new stuff. Three not consecutive. How you can describe them? Three lives happening at the same time. It's like too much. Like you need to actually sit. I actually sat down eating today, watching streams like nonstop to watch it all. And again, because they actually disappear. If you stay too long, tomorrow they're gonna be gone. So it's like,
hmm
oh my god.
Yeah, and you have to wait like 2 years
Yeah,
you get the actual videos because for whatever reason Epic does this thing where they
yeah,
like a couple of months ago they were just releasing 24s
yep,
videos, and I'm like, this is old news. We have two versions of the engine newer than that one now.
yeah. GDC 2023 videos were appearing this year
Yep.
for some reason. And I was like, this makes no sense. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
capture.
is
Okay.
someone here?
No, the body capture that they used for the blue guy on day one, software is called capture.
Capturing.
Yes, markerless motion capture technology.
Let's see. I don't
They
know.
have
At some point, Epic was like a little bit like in those romances with iMotion. Like they were invited to. I can't remember at that time if it was a GDC or an Unreal Fest or something. But they were like, yeah, and yeah, and this solution, and you know. But my guess is because iMotion uses only Apple stuff for everything. They're great. Like you can actually set up like a couple of different phones, and you can have like a tablet that is going to be like the master stuff, where you can actually, hit play and watch all the results from all the cameras. It's a very good product. But yeah, then now they have this thing. How it is? It's not mocapy. How it is? I capture? No,
capture.
capturing.
All right, so it seems Unreal plugin, obviously not free.
But when you say not free, is it impossibly not free?
So the Unreal plugin is apparently free. Makes sense, right? Wow, Unreal Engine 4. What? Oh, this
Really?
has been around for a while then. All right, UE4. And the question would be, how expensive is this? I don't think.
Contact?
So it does say you need to contact them. Yeah. There's no information about prices anywhere that I can see. But yeah, this is massive. All right, it's working very well. There's a presentation done by Alex Colombe that he is currently at the fest doing a presentation on
Right?
it on LinkedIn, and it's insanely good. It's even capturing fingers. Pretty good. I guess we'll have to wait and see how much how much it costs. If it
Yeah.
is consumer friendly or not.
My first reaction to this thing is that they are great. Normally, everything that can capture you from like only one perspective tends to be good. But as soon
Mhm.
as you start moving around and you need to actually show your character feats and stuff like that, that is where I don't know, man. Even iMotion, who actually captures stuff from like It's eye motion.
It's doing a very good job. I'm looking at this
Okay.
presentation and it's doing a very good job.
Is it eye motion? No. No, I can't remember what is the actual name. Motion AI. That's the one.
That out. That's the sent you the link to the video to check how it's working. Doing very well. Yeah, Move AI.
Yeah, these guys were
It's a
like,
competitor.
well, you know, Ubisoft, Sony.
Big names. Big names.
Yeah. Yep. And this is amazing also that you can capture more than one person, but you need to have, first of all, the actual Move Pro, which I think is not. This one used to work on the same way as reality capture, where it was free for you to capture and you can preview your motion on your phone and stuff. But if you want it processed and download it, you had to buy like credits. At least that is how it used to work. Yeah. For example, it's for free and you get 30 credits, right? And then if you need to process more, captures, you keep paying for the stuff. Yeah, but you know what? You pay $18 per month and still you get like 60 credit per month. I don't know how much is this in terms of, minutes or how they calculate the stuff. So who knows? All right, so let me show you what I did. Here it is. Oh, let me bring the original guy so you can actually take a look. Let me put this MetaHuman. Nope, MetaHuman on my favorite so we can actually get places here. So this is the dude. This is the original dude, right? This was for free a couple of months ago, and I acquired it right for free. And I thought that the actual faces were like not very much appealing, but for a character that is going to be standing at a distance, it actually kind of works. And to boot, you get like tons of materials because you have 6 different materials, and each will have like a different pattern, different colors. So it's like pretty sweet, a really pretty, garment, right? And I actually, we went through this, but we did it with a skeleton, and we actually like transfer weights and stuff. Now, let me show you what I did. So let me go back to MetaHumans and open up my MetaHuman so you can actually see what I did. Oh my God, this MetaHuman editor takes forever to open.
Yeah, the first time you open it just loads. I think it's because the themselves performance-wise. And
Come on. All right, so I actually wanted to ask you a couple of questions because you have been working on this same dilemma as me, finding a way to actually add your own characters, your own, stuff here. By the way, the actual thumbnails are completely broken. So what I did was I actually exported. Oh, let me actually move the character so you can see. Yeah, there it is. So, yeah, the actual materials is the stuff that is not currently working, at least not for me. And we have some, issues where I actually try to make this very tall guy to actually, reset the size, right, to the actual MetaHuman size, right? So it's always something in that regard. So, yeah, it actually assemble, and you can, let me actually remove the rig so you can see that it actually, expands and contracts, and it actually works on other metahumans also, which is great. I love that. The way that you can have only one garment and it will fit, a couple of different metahumans. And let's go body, and let's go model, and let's make her a little bit more, fatty. And if you release, there it is. We have a garment that actually work for very thin persons and tall persons to, more roundish persons, which is amazing. This is the stuff. Now, so my first question would be like, why do they have something so incredible convoluted for the shirt and shorts? This thing, I did it with only one size, and it actually works not only on size but also on the on how wide are you.
Yes.
And it's really, really easy to actually do. If you take a peek at the actual MetaHuman stuff on the plugin, it is so different, so difficult, like 6 different sizes and stuff like that. And so they're still completely broken. I don't know how this thing actually works.
Really? The neck?
Yeah, they are still broken.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm like at a gas, like I don't know, man, like really.
How are they using those then? How does the yellow jacket work then?
I have no idea. I believe that my thoughts are that thing there is trash. Like it's something that was used at some point for testing, I believe. And it's really misleading because you would say like, yeah, you need like 6 different guys with 6 different sizes. And then you need like this thing. Let me show you everything that I did here. So I started, let me, go through the whole thing. So I started with this guy. This dude right here is this dude. And I actually exported it from the MetaHuman, editor, because you can, oh my God, I need to open it up again. It's going to take.
Is that a combined mesh?
Yeah, it is.
And it didn't break the texture, so they fixed that.
It was broken. Hopefully this is the combined mesh.
Material for the world material, then that might be.
Yeah, my thinking is that it lost the material.
Okay, first.
So that's the only reason. But the UVs might be completely broken. This material is not broken because this tile material is world aligned, so it actually looks good. So that was my first thing, right? I actually created one of those, exported it, and it's this right here. I put it there, and then I took this guy, and this took me a bit of of an hour, to actually separate everything good, right? So what I did was, now I have these 3 garments right here, and I actually convert them to static meshes, and we can actually discuss that that way to go, because you actually did it on a different way. Let's do this, and let's move it, back there. And, once I did that, they were, these tall still, right? And then I had to, before that, I had to move the pose a little bit so it actually matches a little bit more of the T MetaHuman. So then you're not going to be fighting too much with the sculpting tools. So you could.
Did you move the pose with the original character, with the skeleton of the original character?
Yeah. In fact, I actually have a let's go animation asset, and it is skeleton pose. So this was the pose.
And you made a pose.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
you also got rid of the globes, which was very smart. So you don't have to.
Oh,
yourself.
I was not going to actually, try to match the fingers.
It's fine. It's perfectly fine. Also, that set of globes, realistically, just a texture on the hand, and they're done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of matches. It is not perfect. I had to.
As long as it kind of matches, it's good.
The thing with 3 separate garments, as it is here, it's that you need to pick and choose. You need to say, well, from this whole 3, I'm going to line very good the jacket and the boots, and fudge the pants. And then I had to actually fight those pants. And that's why there are the ones that looks the worst, in terms of, these
Yeah. To
Pistol
be completely
holder.
honest, from the get go, this is not a super high quality asset
Yeah.
from the beginning. So it's good enough for a maybe mid distance shot, but definitely not for a close.
Yeah, and I was really just testing and see if this is gonna work, and it did.
Yeah,
It actually worked like pretty well.
it does. Yep.
Look at that. So the next thing, once you have these and you're happy, right, with sculpting, your way around this thing, so you don't get to see the actual skin of the metahuman
Pieces of the metahuman. Yeah.
anywhere. A terrible job here, on these pouches. But yeah, once that is done and you're happy with these three, the only thing I did was I created an empty, chaos cloth,
Yes.
right?
You deleted everything inside, right?
Yeah,
Or no?
yeah, mostly. Like I did I think I just deleted the LODs, but I left everything else.
Oh,
On.
you left everything. All right.
Yeah, the LODs I
to be-
did remove because of the actual, error.
Yes, that you constantly get. So the process with this would be pretty much deleting everything and just keeping. I think it would be 3 nodes
Yeah,
or
you
just
end
3 nodes.
up you end up with just the importer,
Yeah.
the transform, which I don't know what it does. I think that thing is broken because I had some misalignments and I tried to fix it there and it was not fixing it. Like you could move it in these transform positions and that won't affect the final,
Final result.
yeah. So this thing, I don't know what this thing does, but yeah, it's there just because. So you just need to actually have the static mesh import, the transfer point, who knows why, and the transfer weight, and that's
Transfer
it.
weights is a must, and then just connect to the terminal. To be perfectly honest, yeah.
And that's it. You
Yep.
got it.
If you're not doing any cloth simulation,
Yeah.
but, and a big but here, even if you are doing cloth simulation, that will not get translated into MetaHuman
Oh no.
Creator, at least as of today, May the 6th,
Yeah.
because once you go into MetaHuman Creator, the thing that comes out of MetaHuman Creator as cloth, for whatever reason, is a skeletal mesh. It's not an actual cloth asset. We don't know why. It is what it is. As of today, I believe wholeheartedly that that's wrong, and it should be a cloth asset, thus retaining any simulation beforehand. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything.
Oh yeah.
So
But maybe I'm gonna give them the right on this one because you can have simulations in a skeletal mesh, and
you
yeah,
can, but not through this process. You need
Yeah.
to do it manually again once you're out of MetaHuman Creator.
yeah, exactly. So what I think is maybe in the future they are going to be able to get this simulation and bake it into the skeletal mesh.
I would love to see that.
That would
Exactly,
be
that
amazing.
Actually tested it and it doesn't do it.
Oh no. That's for sure not going to happen. So yeah, that's a thing. So all right. So once you get these, and it's just about deleting the USD import and create a static mesh import. You here load the pants. That's it. You are done. You can save this and close this. The next thing is to create. I don't know. Can you? I don't know. I did it just because I thought that it was important to get it resized inside the MetaHuman editor. So I went here and created an outfit, right? And this is the thing. Once you create one and you try to open it for the first time, it gives you like a couple of, it gives you a choice, a couple of options. And there is one that is resizable outfit. This is the one that I choose. So this one actually gives you, I think that enough nodes to make this work. And right here, you follow the instructions. Open the data flow members window and enable overrides. There it is, and you can create a new one. And here, I don't know. I did it on both. I got here except for example the boots, right? And here I loaded the actual MetaHuman that I was going to use. So in this case, it should be the new metahuman. So if I type new, yeah, one of these two, I believe. And that's it. You just get to the end, and I don't do anything else. You save, you close. Now the only thing is, let me show you this thing, and you will tell me what are your thoughts on this. So this is new outfit. Where is the other one? Here it is. So I can get rid of these two. That's it, and save this one. So the first time that you create either the chaos cloth and the outfit, you get one of these, right? These are called data flow assets, right? Right now, you cannot do anything with this. You cannot open them up and anything. But the thing is, if you create separate ones, you're going to get one of these every time. So if you are creating 3 garments, like I did here, you should have like 6 of these, right? Because you're going to have like 3 for the chaos cloth and 3 for the outfit. So the thing gets blown up, you know, in the number of stuff that you need to get into this thing. So I actually took the chance and I duplicated instead of, you know, creating a new one. And so it was like just grabbing these pants and hitting Control D and then open it up. Now this way of doing it does not create one of these. So you can simply, you know, like reuse it. I thought that maybe something was going to get wrong because this looks like some sort of connection with other stuff. But yeah.
Theoretically, it's only the node that we have inside. For whatever reason, it generates an additional asset. It's like in the old days when the levels had their own build level information as a separate little asset back in the day.
Exactly.
So it looks like it is something like that. It's actually, if you double click on it, it says you can only edit the data flow within the assets that were created with it. That means the nodes that are inside. Now, what I would say it would break it, one or the other, is if you go in one of the duplicates and modify the data flow inside and change the nodes or add a new node. At that point, I don't know what the engine is going to do because both of them are pointing to the same data flow asset. But if you're changing the nodes, they are no longer the same nodes, meaning the data flow is different, A than B. It should break. I don't know, but it should break.
Right. So it makes sense because in the case of the chaos assets, the chaos cloth, like you don't change the nodes, but you actually change these.
The properties inside, exactly.
But you don't connect it differently. So my guess is that is right.
Yep.
And in the case of the outfit, you create like a variable here on the side in these data flow. So my guess is, as long as you don't change these, it's going to be exactly the same.
Yep.
And you know what? After that, you just create the 3, wardrobe items, and that's it. You're ready.
You don't need one more? I thought you needed one more.
Of these?
I thought you needed a resizable, which is the first one you made.
No.
And then
the first one was the chaos
asset.
Chaos
then the
asset.
Resizable
outfit.
And then the resizing.
No. I added this one directly here, and that's it.
To the wardrobe.
Yep.
And that one is the resizable.
The one that I created when where you create like a new outfit, and you select the resizable outfit.
The resizable.
Yep.
So you didn't do the resizing graph.
No.
That's interesting.
No, I didn't.
Because in the resizing graph is where it's going to go. Oh, I don't.
Well, in this one, actually have like, this is the make size outfit. So I don't know if this is the one.
So the resizable requires you to have an outfit that's sized or resized, right? So it doesn't eat chaos cloth; it eats the resized outfit.
Right.
So it's a 3-step process.
No, but in my case, I only did 2 and it works. It works perfectly. You can, let me show you.
I can see that, yeah.
Let me open Danielle, who is like really short and thin. I think she already have the jacket, but she might not have the pants. Yep. Well, there we go. Oh, this is one of those metahumans that got stuck with the shirt and pants because she's an old metahuman from preview. So you cannot actually turn it off somehow. You're stuck with this. You need to actually wipe her and start her again. And, you know, if I need the boots, I would just come here, drag the boots, put it here, and there it is. The boot that looks like a jacket. That might be
right.
like the only bad thing about reusing and duplicating something because the actual thumbnail gets completely screwed up. And that's it.
I just checked my end and I did the resize process, but that is to create a resize of your previously created cloth, but for a specific skeletal mesh that you already have. I did that because I had already exported my different human. But for wardrobe, you use the resizable that you just created. So you do the process that you just. So yes, we did the same.
So, and why would you use the other one?
So the resizing that I did was because I had already exported my metahuman, my second, and I already had my skeletal mesh outside of MetaHuman Creator. Thus, I was testing if you could do the one-to-one, just the one-to-one, right? Not going through MetaHuman Creator and create it as a wardrobe and then adding it to the MetaHuman and then re-exporting the MetaHuman. I wanted an external asset. So it's essentially the same thing that MetaHuman Creator is doing inside of MetaHuman Creator, but outside of Creator and doing it manually.
Yep. Yeah, I understand.
Yep. I wonder what happens if you use a non-metahuman skeleton for the target. In 5.6 preview, it was crashed. I tried to give a wardrobe from a metahuman to a Mixamo character through outfit, and it crashed. It didn't.
No, yeah. Yeah, this one is
it's
also
gonna
stuck
go nuts
here.
because the A pose versus T pose and the topology is completely different. The skinning is completely different.
Right, I want to try something. Metahuman character, export, save. Is it, there is not like a full DNA?
Combined.
A combined
Full
DNA?
body. Yeah, combined. You're asking for full body?
Combined skeletal mesh, but I mean the DNA.
Oh, same body and same face, like a full DNA, full body DNA? I don't think that exists, no.
All right. Yeah.
It's separate. It's either the face or the body.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like create like a new metahuman and test this thing. So lastly, the only thing is that whatever comes out of these comes without materials, and yeah, that's a thing that is happening at least on my side because I'm, as you told me, it is because I'm using static meshes, right? When I'm creating the chaos cloth, because the chaos cloth can be created through different type of assets, you know, from skeletal mesh, USDs, somehow. I know why the default is USD. Maybe because it's prepared to ingest things from Clo or, you know,
from
Marvelous Designer and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, and what the last step is to actually open up the blueprint and you assign the materials on the 3 skeletal meshes.
Yeah, which sucks.
And that's the only bad thing. But
Using
you know
the
what?
skeletal mesh instead of a static mesh as your import in the original cloth asset would fix this issue. But if you have an original skeletal mesh like you did here, sculpting a skeletal mesh is extremely annoying, and you can't do it in viewport. You have to go into Persona Editor and sculpt it in there by using a preview asset of the metahuman body, which is a nightmare. You also don't have the modeling tools available. It's different modeling. The problem lies in the following. When you have a skeletal mesh and you turn it into a static mesh, and then you turn it back into a skeletal mesh, at some point in those 2 connections, normal maps get botched. The geometry, the surface geometry gets botched, and you lose quality. So I got to figure out that one before I can tell people, hey, this is how you do it.
Yep. And there should be like something better in terms of, using
Yes.
the modeling tools, because you can see how neat this thing is in the original, like very straight. And this is like bulgy, right? And in this case, yeah, this was my best attempt at trying to, makes everything conform.
Well, it's not in APOS though.
Yeah.
Send that metahuman to APOS, and at that point you see what the differences are. The main difference I see are the normal maps
Now,
on the pouches.
there is another thing that is not working as intended. Let me tell you why. So if I get my contest and, oh, please don't crash. Please don't crash. There you go. Is that, and I think this has to do with what you were saying about having like that third step where you have the resizer and all that stuff. There might be something there that allows you to, oh, come on. There it is. That allows you to do, oh my God, these. Or the actual fact, I'm going to have to actually come here and select the body and type visibility and turn it off. Oh, yeah, but not on this body, but in the skeletal mesh. Oh, wait. What the? Oh, maybe because...
Did you add the clothing after the fact?
Maybe.
And you didn't remember?
Maybe not in the actual. She's old. That's the actual issue. So that's why I want to test with a new
She might be
metahuman.
5.6 preview, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that might be the thing. Let me try it with a new metahuman, because
So
the new
what game is-
metahuman actually allows
Yeah.
you to have not a cut metahuman like we had before, where you're going to have issues, tons of issues if you want to do like things with skinning or whatever, right? But instead creates a mask. And that thing is, it's something that is really, crazy. That how does it calculate a mask with the occluding, cloth that is on top? On this case, I actually check, and yeah, the actual skin is right beneath the surface. So the way that I did it, that mask is not created, as far as I know. So I'm going to create a new one so we can actually check. Let's open up one of these Kelvin. Yeah. And let's go skin. Kelvin is just like, oh, wait,
super stud.
but shouldn't these come with the actual face and everything? Or am I crazy?
Are you going to preset?
Yeah.
No, you're not going to your presets in the body. You go to presets one higher. There you go.
Here we go.
That's where
All
you
right.
find the actual guy.
Let's go with the Wolverine of La Matanza.
Yes. I saw that intention. That's clearly Wolverine.
Yeah, this is Wolverine.
From Timu.
Yeah. All right, so he comes with his stuff already. Can I remove it? That would be a nice thing to actually know.
It should be working. It's been working.
Ooh, perfect.
Yep.
So in his case, it actually works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my clothing. That is in meshes, and that is you, and you. Can I bring them all at the same time? I'm playing with fire here. It did work. Now, this is an issue. It still have like the wrong thumbnail on the boots. But it's all right. So let's fit the jacket. And it does. Let's fit the pants. And it does work with a bit of an issue.
This.
And the boots. And boom. There we go.
I still can't believe this works so well. Well, so well, right? It has a bazillion issues, but having the ability to do this is just...
All right. This is going to be something interesting, because I want to see if I get the mask and see if I can actually edit that mask once it's out.
With your custom clothing.
So I'm going to create joints only.
Yep.
Once that is done, I'm going to create the 2K, the smallest textures, and assemble it.
You're saying that it's a mask that's hiding the metahuman through materials?
It is.
Oh, it's not that the geometry is gone.
Nope. And I
interesting.
realized that because when you create the it's done. Download 2K textures, because when you create the here the combined mesh, the face gets hold, and it's not holes in the shape of the actual topology of the face. It looks like it's the same mask
Oh, and
that has
since
on
the
the
UV is broken in the face,
yeah.
you went, oh, that's a hole that's in the body. Wow.
So it's an
Well,
alpha.
that was a coincidence.
It actually have the same alpha on the body that on the face, because it randomly assigned the body material to the face because it's broken.
To the head. Wow.
Yep. All right. So now, is this working? It is working. So the last thing is to assemble it.
The chin didn't see that.
It's not broken on this one.
It
That's
did
weird.
not
We
seem
should
super
actually
fast.
showcase that also. That we're having an issue with the weights. The weights looks perfectly in the chaos cloth, and then subsequently in the chaos outfit, but they are wrong once it is assembled. Like it is not wrong, but it's not the same. Like I actually fixed the issue of the collar of the neck with the jaw. It's fixed on the cloth asset. Oh, yeah, I mentioned that I didn't know if it was because I actually fixed it. The first version that I did, that I assigned to that character, had that issue, so I fixed it and then recreate the whole thing. Maybe it is lazy and didn't use the new stuff, but the old stuff.
So what I found out is that you need to sometimes disconnect and reconnect import
Yeah.
node, because it doesn't refresh, even though the asset is. You could also go into the properties of the data flow and change the asset to any random asset and then go back in. And at that point, it refreshes. But if you just save assets,
Oh,
it doesn't, like when you open it, it just doesn't refresh that import. It just like, and the node itself, both the static mesh import and the skeletal import, and obviously the import too, in the details of the node on the right hand side, they also have a refresh asset button. So they knew that thing was not updating correctly. So they needed to create a big button that says refresh.
I think I had to on the cloth assets in the
Mhm.
yeah, in the cloth asset, I had to disconnect it and reconnect it
Yes.
for it to work. And on the other one, the actual refresh was not working, so I had to remove the variables and assign them back.
Yeah.
And
Those are the two
and
workarounds so far, yeah.
that actually made it work. All right, we want to see. Come on.
Oh,
It's done.
it's ridiculously faster preview, huh?
Oh yeah. No, this thing is amazing.
Preview was suffering.
You would still need more than 32 megabytes for sure,
you still do, yeah.
but it's not, that awful. All right, let's go metahumans.
Yeah, but
Let's
compared to what it
go
was doing,
new, and save this dude. Save everything. 130,
yes.
132 asset per metahuman. Feels a little bit, crowded still. And the fact that now they are a little bit more unique in terms that they're not reusing the same skeleton. You could, in the end, then, round them all, to one skeleton if you want. But they're not sharing the same skeleton. They're not sharing the same textures. So, yeah, they are a bit of an island right now.
They're no longer the same base texture.
All right, so let's see if these actually worked. Do we have an arm? Yeah. So my final guess is that there is something else that might be provided by that resizable outfit that is not here, and that's why you still have,
body under the actual skeleton mesh. So in the outfit or in the wardrobe doesn't really have many settings. So it must be in the outfit that they tell the engine, hey, chop everything inside the clothing themselves. Just get rid of all the geometry, or create the mask. No, again, it's not getting rid of the mask. So it would be interesting to take a look at that outfit file and see what it does and what it's doing to create that mask. It's very interesting because it's an external asset that is modifying the material of the skin of the metahuman.
Yeah. Now I realize that I don't have it on this project. It is on this other project. So let me open that up. I have a
You don't have
metahuman
what?
in this one, but what if the actual makers of this outfit created the mask that works for this outfit? And it's not something that is created by the process. So you can actually feed it into the final, texture, right? So maybe it's that.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's something in the outfit that is there's a node in the outfit that looks for geometry or something and creates a mask somewhat.
I think it was created by hand, and you can feed it to the process.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel because as if it was not, done automatically here. My guess is that it might be something that you have to do by hand, and then you need to feed it into the machine, and it will know how to assign it to the metahuman. And maybe that's why once you generate a metahuman and then you go back and assign a garment and you reassemble it, it doesn't, produces that that mask.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. So we're gonna check it as soon as this Unreal Engine opens. And either way, the actual transfer weights are so good that you're not gonna get like any sort of interpenetration or anything like that. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Oh, we have the actual outfits, the tech outfits in this one. We can test with that and see if those generate the mask or not. So if it's something that is so unique of the sheet and shorts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did I say
The
sheet
original,
and
the
shorts?
default.
Shirt and shorts. Shirt and shorts. Short. All right, there we go. Please. All right, it's not very happy having two Unreals open, mostly because I always have them calculate everything, even if they are in the background. So that might be a thing. So metahuman, and there
Oh,
is
it's not accessible.
this
Look at that.
contest. No, it's the other contest.
You
I think
can't
it's this one.
access the default garment.
The what?
The default garment, that white shirt and the undies, you can't access cloth asset. It doesn't open. It's open and it's empty.
Oh, I was gonna tell you that. Like, yeah, I try to open it, and it opens gray. Nothing is display. But
Yep.
look at these.
Wow.
This
They
one-
protected this shit.
This one actually have the holes.
Okay.
So who creates this mask? So first of all,
And where is it?
where
Can we
is it?
find the mask?
yeah, let's actually open up the material and see.
Yeah, let's find the mask and let's reverse engineer from there.
So here it is. It just have one material for the whole body, which is convenient. And we have normal, scatter, base color, features, baked, inputs. Here it is. No, this is a scatter, so this is not the one. Nope. Specular roughness, maybe in global. Nope. Quality. I'm gonna have to actually open the master for this. Parent. And parent.
Yep.
And here, if we go, it's gonna be tough.
At least it's cleaner than what it was before.
Oh, I bet.
That's extremely better than the spaghetti code that Epic usually sends us.
Yeah, no, it's getting better. All right, this is not the one. This is not the one. This is not the one. Fuzz is not the one. Normal, roughness, specular, scatter.
Are you sure it's a mask? Did you ever see the mask?
I have not seen the mask, but
Oh, okay.
the
So you
thing,
don't know. So turn on wireframe and let's see if there's actually a mask or if there is geometry.
you think? Oh,
There's no geometry, so it's cutting the geometry.
but how does it cut the geometry of the face? That is
That's a good question.
how. Oh, and the material? Are you kidding me? Ah, you see that I'm right? Like it's whole here. But if I add, yeah. Oh wait. Say what? Oh no. Yeah, maybe it does cut the metahuman, but who tells him where to cut it? This is weird. Who tells the metahuman to be cut in this way?
We have Unreal Dojo here with us. Who
Oh,
cuts the metahuman? That's a great question.
oh, for sure.
We have Jesse here with us. We just talked about that, Jesse, actually. How to make a Chaos Cloth asset into a Chaos Cloth outfit, resizable, and then feed that into a wardrobe asset that you can then drag into MetaHuman Creator, thus making it so it applies to any size of human that you use. It has to be a wardrobe asset which gets fed via an outfit asset. Uh, so it's a bit complicated, but we just talked
Yeah.
about that, and Gabe went step by step. So if you rewind the live once it's done, you'll get to.
Yep. So
Yeah, Laura is saying, is there an opacity mask? Well, I think we just confirmed that there's no opacity
no,
mask.
I
That
think
it's
it's
being actually chopped off. Now, there has to be something telling the geometry of the body of the metahuman to get chopped exactly at specific positions regarding this specific wardrobe asset. Now, the problem is we can't access the chaos cloth asset for this specific white shirt, because it's locked. It's on lockdown, and the wardrobe asset doesn't have anything, and the outfit asset doesn't really have anything else either. So we don't know where the magic is happening.
yeah. Look at that. I assigned another material
Yeah.
and it's cut. It's really cut. Now, you want to see something freaky. Very freaky. Let me show you this. Let's go here, right?
Who's the chopper? Who has the knife?
You're going to see
Question.
something very incredible. Hopefully it's going to work.
When
Oh my
are
God.
we
This
going to
is,
see the
this,
Countess as a metahuman?
all right, here we go. Yeah, I named her like that, but then I remember that
I'm in the suit. I want to see the suit on the
yeah,
metahuman
that's the thing that I want to do. Yeah, for
and the
sure.
swords.
All right, so um, here we go. Oh, she has the outfit, right? The short and shirt. Now, if I go now and explore the combined mesh,
Yeah.
and let's add it like a number after it,
The same we're seeing on that, hopefully.
you're gonna see, my friend, the weirdness of the weird.
Don't tell me that it's chopped off.
It chops the face.
Chops the face
Yep.
and nothing else. And the body is.
And the body also. In
Oh.
the same way with the UV patterns of the body. That is the incredible thing. Here we go. You see?
Oh, God.
How?
Or
This
why?
metahuman
A better question is why.
this metahuman does not have enough resolution on the mesh to create these. So how is this not a mask? Tell me.
Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I
You
understand.
see, if I go now and set this to wireframe,
Oh, God.
how does this work?
What? Nah, that's a bug. That's not intended. In the same way that if you don't have a wardrobe and you export, you see all that geometry being squashed. So I understand now why your theory was there's something in the material.
Right.
Because when you export the combined mesh without any clothing, you see that the hair has like all these stretches because it has the body material being assigned. So there might be a situation in which the material is telling the engine what geometry to cut
Yeah.
instead of what geometry to hide.
And
So
the next thing, because
why.
that I think that might be possible with some sort of combination of geometry nodes and stuff, right? But the thing
Mutable does
is why it didn't work on my garments, and it does works for the shorts.
Well, the question would be, where is it setting that up?
I don't
And
think
we
that.
can't see the cloth asset that does it because it's locked down and we can't actually open it and see.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. We could in preview, but now we cannot see inside those. So who knows?
That's the big question here. Where
Yep.
is that node that says, hey, use my geometry as a soft block geometry to then look at the geometry of the body of the metahuman and get rid of it, just chop it.
Yep.
So where is that information?
Yep, that's for sure. So
That's interesting, huh?
weird.
Yeah.
And why is this thing open? All right, now let's go back here. So on my side, that was what I learned this week.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, in other news is that 5.7 is going to be amazing. Yeah, that's what I get out of Unreal Fest.
Unreal Fest announcing 5.6. That 5.7 is gonna be awesome.
I'm going to have so much troubles. Thanks God that there is not much on the side of world building, or
Yeah.
at least not in the side of world building that I teach, because I don't use anything world partition. So I don't care about that, at least, for now, because, I need to actually get all of my courses and everything updated with the new UI of Unreal Engine and stuff. There are a few
boy.
things that I would maybe change a little bit. I need to review for sure PCGs because they were rebuilt from the ground up, because now they work with asynchronous, which means that they work with more than one CPU thread. And also part of it is actually working on the GPU as well. So I really need to actually test that up. So for everybody who cares to see, this thing is still open. There we go. What is that thing in the back? What is this?
The volume?
Blocking volume? Who created that?
Chan.
All right, so this is it. So this was what I created. And let's hit play. And yeah, so I got these from, this is not even, so this is not even an UE4 mannequin. This thing has like a different pose. It's a very weird character. If you try to assign animations for mannequin, it really deforms really awfully. So this, as it is not really that impressive in terms of it compatibility with Unreal Engine, or at least
Does it
with
need retargeting? Well,
this kind of needs an actual full retarget to actually work correctly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But now we don't care because his face is not that good. But now you can have like a fully, meta-human face just like this. Let's actually assign some materials here. I think that is going to be fine. Control E. Let's come here to the viewport. Let's select the...
Oh, can you jump back into the construction script real quick?
Here?
Oh, it's not the they're not doing it in... Are they? On the event graph? Source leader. Oh no, that's the live link setup. So my big question here is, how are they telling the skeletal mesh 1, 2, and 3 in your case for the jacket, the boots, and the pants to follow the body in animation?
Yeah, that's a big question. Sync attach parent LOD. This is not the one. So I have no idea because there used to be a copy pose here, right? That was.
Yes, exactly. A set leader pose, right?
Yeah.
So how?
What if I try to find references? Skeletal mesh 2 component? No, there are no reference to that thing. So that's a new magic.
Animation blueprint, maybe? No, it's not using any.
It's not using an animation blueprint. Nope.
Okay. So
I don't know. I don't know.
how?
So, Bandit. I don't know. You know what? Animation is going to be rough from now until the end of year because,
You think?
yeah, I think they want us to be using, the new animation. How it is called? Because again, the actual terms, man, they name two things that does different things with the same name. One is the animation tools, and the other one is the skeleton state skeleton. What is the actual name of it?
Don't know what you're talking about. So I saw animator kit. That's one. That's the one that has
Animator
the deformer.
kit.
Animator kit has the deformers. Then we have
Wait, no.
sequencer mixer.
In terms
Is
of the plugins, the first one is the animator kit. Yeah, is it
Yeah,
that?
that has the deformer.
No, they have one that is not in beta. One that is in experimental.
Mixer, but mixer is sequencer. Sequencer mixer, so it's not that.
So they have this new way of using animations where they're not using state machines, and they're using the actual thing that they're using now for NPC AI. Yeah.
Oh.
But I can't remember the actual name of it.
Are you talking about the showcase that they did today, where they show how Ziri gets different root motions and they alter that root motion and all of that?
So
Because that is mixer. That is
mixer?
sequence.
No. Right. Wait a minute. Oh, they might. I think if I'm really lucky, I'm gonna find it in the here. No.
Right. I found how they said the master pose. It's in the construction script. They're getting all the childrens of the body, then they're running it to the skeletal mesh component, and if it's not the face, they make a specific not the face.
All right.
Then enable the master. So that's how they.
So it's the same master pose.
Yes, effectively. Yeah, exactly.
Where is it? All right, it's not this. Nanite. I don't know why they actually set this up here in 5.6 because this is not in 5.6. Makes me really mad.
Yeah.
Chaos physics, right. Animation. No, I don't think it's here. All right, wait a second. Because I actually did these. And here. Here we go. So what this is an actual, I grabbed the transcription of the live and I run it like, give me, because my thinking is, I'm really confused about what is from Unreal Engine 5.7 and what is really from Unreal Engine and what we can actually expect at 5.6. I'm completely confused about every time they want to talk something about Unreal Engine 5.6. They start with something about Unreal 5.7, and they don't at any point say, all right, and these will come later on, and then we have this thing, right? No, they actually put it in like the same sentence, and you really don't know if that thing is going to be for 5.6 or 5.7. I'm completely baffled by the concept of explaining, 5.6 with 5.7 in the middle. So MetaHuman update, reality scans, showcase using Unreal Engine, software updates, Fortnite. No, I don't think it's here. Dang it, I can't remember the name of the stupid animation stuff. And there are two separate things. Like there is one that already existed, and it was a plugin that you could enable, and you would have like a couple more tools while you are animating. That already existed in 5.5. Now in 5.6, it has like a couple more stuff in it. But then they are replacing the whole animation, framework, and they have like a new way of doing animations, where they say that like they will always shy out of using root motion because it's too expensive. And they will always use capsules for everything, like, for example, in Fortnite. And they say that now this new way of doing animation, it actually encourages you to actually use root motion because it's better for them. And so I can't remember the actual name of the stupid
I think
thing.
you're talking about Mixer, Sequencer Mixer, and it was explained today during Witcher 4 Animation Talk, live stream 2, I think.
No.
Okay, then I don't know.
Dang it. Maybe here? I think he actually talks about it around here. Let me check. I'm going to put the audio.
300 animated skeletal mesh agents, all going about their business.
Mesh agents.
Over 300 animated skeletal mesh agents.
Skeletal mesh agents. That is the new stuff that comes in 5.7.
Going about their business. And the whole point, it's to leave.
So that is what I'm saying. Like everything we know about Unreal Engine animation framework is going to change in 5.7 because of this. This is like a complete new way of animating and a complete new way of setting animations for your characters and everything in between. How you're going to be creating your skeletons and everything is going to change a lot just because of this new way of working.
I don't think. I think that's a word that they just used.
To introduce the gameplay and the systems that your players expect.
I don't think agents is going to be anything in it. It's just a word that they use.
You are right.
He should have said skeletal mesh actors or acid, whatever. But agent. I mean, if they change everything the way you're saying they're changing it, they're gonna fuck up the entire community.
No, I mean there are. It's.
There's a huge crowd though. Let's crank it up.
Was it today or yesterday?
If you saw the presentation that they did with Siri today, it was a skeletal mesh. It had animation sequences. The only thing that they changed was the root motion stuff that they needed to adapt the root motion to her when they were seamlessly transitioning between gameplay and cinematics. And they did that through Animator, through Sequencer Mixer.
Live stream 2. It's here.
It was today. Day 3? Are we on day 3? We are, yeah.
1? No, I mean it was live stream 2, day 2.
Left.
This one. So here, Unreal Animation Framework in the Witcher 4 Unreal Engine 5 Tech demo. It has chapters. Oh wait. So it's the second one. So it should be around here. No, this is a vote. This is the one. Here it is. This is how they call it. the UAF.
You discuss everything we've 12 to 13
But how?
seconds there, while
Unreal Animation Framework.
from the ground up.
This is how they call it.
Okay.
This is a complete new revamp of all the animation framework inside Unreal Engine, and it's going to be
high performance.
allegedly in 5.7.
Mantra going into this that you should pay only for the features that you use. And
So it's like nanite for animations. So if you're
Okay.
not watching the guy animating, you're not paying for it, but you still are going to get, like, if you have root motion, you're going to get the actual, movement of the guy, that is behind a wall, right? So you will know where he is, but at the same time, not run the actual animation. It actually does something like if you have a couple of skeletons that have a couple of characters that share the same skeleton, and they are using the exact same arm animation at that point, it will grab, like, from the whole crowd, the same arm, just that arm that is producing that animation, and it's going to calculate it once in one thread for all those characters. So it's that the way, like, it's really, really different of what we have today.
greatly minimized game thread interactions.
So if you actually have a good look at this, because this is what they are after. They want to actually have, like, layers upon layers of stuff happening at the same time. Remember when they were saying, like, Unreal 6 was going to be, like, multi-threaded? Well, they made it work for animations multi-threading. So that's why they are saying, like, they actually say it here. The total animation cost of the full 300 NPCs is 52 milliseconds, which is nonsense, right? Because they want to get, like, 12. But it is distributed over 12 worker threads, which means that it's a 12, thread CPU, right?
Seconds.
And then because it is that way, in the end, it's just a cost that ranges between 0.06 and 1.6 millisecond. Driving 300 NPC at the same time. Some, in front of the camera, some scattered around, right, outside of a full stream or behind walls and stuff like that. 800 skeletal meshes updated. That is crazy.
Second.
Okay. Obviously all of these is for run. So I thought you were saying that animation sequences are going to go away and there's going to be a new thing. But no, this is just for runtime. It's just for state machine and all of that entails actual motion matching and characters interacting with each other in real time in a video, not on the linear content side.
I think it's going to pour onto the linear content.
Well, I hope they don't change the basis as they did with substrate versus basic materials because
I
didn't
think
go
that is a
well.
thing that we're not going to have a choice. Because it's
Alright, I
simply
guess we'll
better.
see.
So, for example, who wouldn't want to have, like, 300 extras in camera if you're doing linear, right? I would. But you're not going to manage it, right? With what we have right now, right? It's not going to move. Like, if you put 300 stuff inside the sequencer, it's not going to move.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's completely different. Like, they actually showcase a ton of stuff here. And it was really, really amazing. Sadly, again, this thing is for 5.7 or who knows when. So yeah, it's weird.
Ooh,
We
Unreal
are.
6 being mentioned there.
It's mentioned everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's everywhere, dude. There are even in some slides completely omitting 5.6. 5.6 is
I think you're not
Unreal
gonna
Engine.
get your animation framework on 5.7.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this crazy
It's
thing.
gonna be on 6.
They want to have 1,000 concurrent
Yeah.
players on the same server layer. 1,000. Now they can have 100. And a couple of these are actual bots.
I think you're gonna get an framework on Unreal Engine 6 according to draft.
Oh, well, it then we are on the scale of 1 to 10, we are off because this game was created on that version.
This game was probably made in Unreal Engine 6.
It might, but a couple of things here are actually being
Oh, experimental. There you go.
all right, so this is it. So it is the Unreal Animation Framework. It's experimental in 5.6. Is
Far
it
away
though?
from production ready. What?
Interchange.
Your framework, there's gonna be a bazillion of them. Probably just type the entire thing. Animation framework.
Unreal Animation.
Animation framework works.
Oh, here it is. Framework for the final functional data flow for animation system. And it's on. It's experimental. I didn't turn it on. I'm completely sure that I didn't turn it on. Can you check it on your side and see if it's on
Let me see.
5.6?
Edit plugin. Unreal Anim. No, it's off. Mine.
It's off.
Yes.
Did I turn it on? But when? Maybe. Yeah, maybe I did.
When you saw the news, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, but where is that thing? Right, so this is here. And the other animation kit is also here.
Yeah, Animator Kit is the former the little helper control rigs, which are pretty cool, actually.
All right. So maybe a couple of things are actually in 5.6, and I'm, bashing them up for no reason. All right, for everybody who doesn't know how to fix these here, it's fairly easy. Go to that particular skeletal mesh, open it up. I don't know why. If you check both the asset, the cloth assets and the outfit, it is not there. But when it creates the skeletal mesh is there. So I just go to.
There's a strange misunderstanding there between the cloth asset and its transition to skeletal while being created by MetaHuman Creator. There's something off.
One click and the thing fixes itself. I don't know what it is, but then it's good. Yeah, maybe I'm a very lousy sculptor. I actually fitting this thing on top of the body. And you maybe shouldn't, right, go so final, because in the end you can actually create either the cut yourself, right, or the mask, to actually hide the character inside the thing. All right, so that's it. That was MetaHuman. How do we call it?
Wardrobes, I would say.
Wardrobes? It's in the actual wardrobe.
The final asset is called wardrobe.
Yeah, exactly. So this thing, the MetaHuman wardrobe.
Well, that's the MetaHuman itself, but the asset that you dragged.
Oh yeah, it's not here. It's here. You're right. Here it is. Yeah. All right.
It's a wardrobe. Whole new thing. I'll be making a tutorial soon. As soon as I figure out how to translate freaking simulations, which I don't think it's gonna happen, so I'm gonna have to live with it. And the first thing I need to realize or figure out is why or where's the losing of quality. Where are we losing quality when we switch static mesh and skeletal mesh? There's something going on with the normals as we switch between them. So I have to figure out that before I actually make a tutorial saying, hey, this is how this works. And then Unreal is gonna come out with the documentation. And and you click this button and everything works. And I'm like, mother.
A documentation that people like these might already have. The people who are selling, these for $40.
They're not selling. Those are skeletal meshes. That's the thing.
But there are sales oh my God. There are sales like that, and you cannot apply them to the MetaHuman as a wardrobe.
No, you can, but they're skeletal meshes. They are even saying in the description, hey, this fits this specific metahuman and this specific metahuman, which kind of defeats the purpose. I haven't checked because obviously I'm not gonna pay for
Oh,
those.
I'm not gonna pay $40 for a pair of pants.
Yeah. But I haven't seen any of those. Yeah, Fab is doing Fab things again, huh?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of these saying that they fit all. But I'm guessing they will have the wardrobe file inside, like that tech suit does. Oh, this all got filled with trash very quick. So there's a lot of things now in MetaHuman.
Oh yeah.
There were none before. Oh, I'm in the wrong tab. That's.
Let me
So
see if
yeah,
I
we
can
got
check
this.
Fab. What
But
did
I
you
saw a
search?
couple before that
Metahumans?
I'm no longer seeing. Pretty.
All right, there are a couple of shirts for $11. Dude,
So if you click on it,
this thing is crazy.
you search for MetaHuman.
Yeah.
If you click on it and then you go down, you'll see in the description that it says MetaHuman in the engine, seamless integration, blah, blah, blah. And then you scroll down a bit more. Well, for one, this is a zip file. Rigged animations. It doesn't even say...
This one is an actual FBX, so this might not be a good one. So what we should do is first put these on
date.
More filters.
Date.
There might be
compatibility, no option. Unreal Engine version, I have no option.
Yeah.
Newest, there's date all the way to the right.
Well,
so sort by all the way to the right, sort by relevance. You can put it on newest.
Oh, all right. No, but I mean, I want to see everything that is compatible with Unreal Engine. Can I do that?
You are inside Unreal Engine. Everything here should be compatible with
No,
Unreal
this thing is FBX.
Yes, but it will add them to the engine theoretically? Or no?
Well, I think that the one that we can actually take a look are these, because I have these things.
If you find newest, go sort by and then sort by newest, you'll find one top that we can.
Oh, here in relevance.
Newest, and then there's like a top right there, right to the right of what you have.
This?
And then bottom, up below, and then to the left. And then to the left. No, not that.
This one looks very cool.
Right to the left of what you click. No, the one, it's that one, yes, exactly. So that's new. That's for 5.6. But if you scroll down, you'll see that under that red text, it says, for MetaHuman medium height and normal weight. And then down there, it says fully compatible with Unreal Engine 5.6 and MetaHuman, which is an oxymoron. It's like mutually exclusive. Is it either compatible for 5.6 and all MetaHumans, or it's not? It can't be two things.
Well, this is a new MetaHuman because of the texture, or the old MetaHuman had this texture?
No, they didn't. But they are calling this as compatible with a specific height and weight.
Right.
So that's not a wardrobe then, right? You understand what I mean? It's just a skeletal mesh.
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
Even down there, it says body's outfit was made for. Female, normal height, normal weight. So what's the point?
The thing is that you don't know what is gonna come out of these.
No, we don't. Until we buy it, we don't know what it is.
It's an actual, the same, MH
it's an
package.
MH package, yeah.
Yeah, as we saw with the tech stuff, you can have anything in it. You wouldn't never. Who knows? This is weird.
This person is lovely, brother. Look at this. This person is just, go back. Yeah, look at those. Same asset, different materials.
Oh, here?
Go two down. No, go two down directly from the one you clicked on.
These two pants
are the same person
$4
selling different materials of the same asset.
Yeah.
For different prices. Wow.
For $15.
That's low.
Can we apart from report, we can actually say something now, right? You need
In
to
the
buy it.
comments on the top. Yeah.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Can you comment?
You can now. It's like this thing, this strange. And you know what's funny? Now I understand why the top says these retro pants, because copy pasted all the description.
Oh,
If you go to the tops, the description. Oh, he changed them now. He realized, or they realized. I don't know.
so you can reply here.
Yeah, you could. That's a post in the developer portal actually, but this is new. This wasn't here before.
And
Yeah, but it feels a little scammy to be selling the same asset
it is,
three
of
different
course.
times with three different materials. You should honestly be giving them. Oh, it's 6 materials, so it's 6 different times.
That's crazy. Well,
You should really give
look
them
at
out
these.
in
Look at
one
these.
go.
Look at
but
these.
Sure.
Look at these. These.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Oh my God, this makes no sense. We need to bring socialism into the fab market. I want to, you know what? There's a big issue with fab, and that is that you cannot set SIM for free. You need to at least assign a 4. This is like the minimum that you can sell something in the fab market. So that is awful, because then you cannot compete with these, right? Or at least you cannot outprice them, right? Because you know, what if you go to the Matrix City NPCs and you have tons of
Clothing. Yep.
clothing there, and you could export them and do this same thing, and it's gonna be like really easy because they have like the same proportions and everything, and you would have like tons of that stuff, and I would give it for free in Fab, but you cannot. There is no way of actually setting things for free, which is awful. But well, that is
All right.
how it is.
That's it.
All right. Oh my God. It's been fun. This has been a great week, to tell you the truth.
Yes, I agree.
Even though it's been really confusing. Yeah, and I really, I really want 5.7. I really want it.
I know, right?
It's like, who cares about 5.6? Give me 5.7, you.
They're teasing us with 5.7
Yeah.
during the entire presentation of 5.6. They're
Look-
like, and this amazing feature coming soon in 5.7.
Yeah,
Why?
exactly.
Why are you showing it? Just don't say anything.
Yep. All right,
All right.
Someone is calling. Oh, no caller ID. Yeah, I don't.
Nope.
I never get those. So.
We don't answer those.
All right, Franco, thank you so much for joining us in this week. Next week, we're going to continue with more animations for sure on Animation Tuesday. And thank you so much for being with us today.
Of course, a pleasure as always.
All right, well, to everybody, love you all. Be good to each other, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.